Hi, and welcome to Create Today. Today we will make these two cards using a boot template and the Cactus Builder punch. We'll start with the Cactus Builder. I do go ahead and stamp my images using my Stamparatus. So I've lined the images up here from this set. I've lined the images up to match the builder punch. And I'll get these inked. And I'm working on a soft table here, so I need to ink these twice. If you are working on a hard table, you only have to do that once. Okay, and now I'm going to punch them out. Now this punch doesn't, the images don't line up exactly with the punch. It doesn't concern me. If you don't like that, you can either sponge the edges or just trim off the part that shows. The boot template is over on my Stampin' Up page. Just go to my Stampin' Up page and click on the My Projects tab at the top, and the printable will be there. You'll just have to go down and look for the picture. And it's easy to print. Just print it off. And so what I did is I just printed them, and then I cut them out using the thick white paper that comes in our design paper packs, the thick white kind of cardstocky sheet that's in our design paper packs. I just cut it out on that. Okay, now what I should have done here is I wanted the boots facing to the right, so I should have put the template face down onto the crumb cake paper and trimmed it that way. But of course I didn't. I put it right side up. So you'll see me here. I've got to trim off the pencil lines. I've got to trim off the pencil lines and then erase what's left. It's not a big deal. I just should have flipped the template over. Okay, now we need to run this through the embossing folder so that we get our animal print boots. So I'll pull out my emboss machine. The animal print embossing folder is not a 3D embossing folder. So you need to follow the directions for the standard embossing folder on your emboss machine. So here I'm just using the base plate, the two clear plates, and then I'm putting both boots into the embossing folder. Run that through, and you see I have some ink on here from where I was inking previously. I just sponged over it. So here I'm sponging with, sorry, I just took a drink of tea, you probably heard that. So here I'm just sponging over the boot. If I had put some ink onto the embossing folder, I probably could have skipped this step. So I'm sponging, but there's not enough drama here for me. Definitely not enough drama, so I just take the ink pad and just pull that over the raised areas, and that's what I'm looking for. That is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, now I need to use a gazillion dimensionals and attach these to each other. This would be a place if you have foam on a roll or foam tape or, strips or sheets. This would be a good place to use those. I've just started with the dimensional, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, I've got to get these little things off, which never works really well for me. And I'm just going to put a little drop of glue on the dimensionals, make sure they stick. Put these together and look at that embellishment. That is yummy. Okay, I'm grabbing my cactus bits. This is the Macramé 3D embossing folder. It makes the most beautiful texture. So cozy. So I just do the basic white with the macrame. Here I've got my sentiment stamped on the strip, but I guess I didn't cut the strips correctly, or I didn't stamp them correctly. But anyway, I put this down. Luckily I used Tombow glue, and my embellishment covered the sentiment. So first I try to just trim it, but then I think, no, that's not. So I trim it on an angle. All right, and so I'm going to put more Tombow, put this back on here. Now my boot doesn't cover the sentiment. And then I just trim this little piece off here, and I'm good to go. Attach my boot. Okay, and I'm just building my cactus here. This is really a fun embellishment. I've had a lot of fun with this. This is fun even to cut this out of design papers. Not stamp the images, but just cut the cactus with the design papers and sponging. Really a fun little extra on the cards. Okay, and I'm adding my linen thread here. I usually try to line the bow up with this on the same line with the sentiment. It's just something I do. I don't know why. My thumbs are a bit gluey here, so I'm trying to get this bow right. Okay, there we go, our first card. All right, let's make the Galentine's card next. I believe this is real red paper, so it should be real red and crumb cake. And the ink is real red as well. Repeat the process with the boots. Sponge your crumb cake. So to get the die cuts in the back, I go ahead and just cut these in half, and then I trim a little bit out of the center. Now the boots are going to cover this, so we don't have to be too exact. All right, the easiest way to add glue to these fussy die cuts for me is to use a glue pad and just sponge some glue on. Okay, and I leave just a little bit of space here in between. Do you see where I cut? Leave some open space. So now I'm going to add the gold. And I just offset the gold from the red so that you can see both die cuts. Here I put the gold just a little bit to the inside, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to put the gold just a little bit to the inside. And then I don't have to worry about how it matches up in the middle, because I'm going to cover the middle with the boot template. Add my 5 million dimensionals. And a little drop of glue just to make sure we're nice and sticky. There we go. I just love this boot embellishment. That is so fun. Okay, get my glue. Now I'm going to put this right in the middle. You see, and I'll cover those cut lines. So here I think I can use this sentiment, but I forgot I can't. It doesn't fit in my punch. So I had this out so that I would use the reverse side. So I'm just stamping this sentiment on the reverse. This Galentine's is from, I think it's from last year. It's in the Hearts and Kisses, the stamp set that had the lips and the punch, you know, the punch with the lips. It's in that stamp set. All right, and I'm just pulling this out and sponging away. And you can kind of get this anywhere on here that you like. So what happens here is because of the die cut and the templates and the boot template, the sentiment is not laying flat. And so I'm trying to decide if I want to double up my dimensionals. And so I go ahead and try it, but I don't like it. So I'm going to pull them off here in a second. But I go ahead and get that down, and so here I'm trying to pretend like it's fine, but it's not fine. And trimming off the top, and I'll add my brushed metal stickies in gold. And as I'm putting these away, I'm thinking that is not going to work. So here I am ripping it up. And then I try to just take the top layer dimensionals off, but that's not happening. So I just pull all those off, put some fresh ones on. So just one layer of dimensionals. Don't think you have to put two on this one. One seemed to work. It's either going to be a little bit high or a little bit low. I like this one better. Okay, add this to my card. Okay, and I'm putting this gold thread. It's like linen thread, but it's gold. I think I got it off the clearance rack a while ago. It's really nice, but my thumbs at this point are covered in tacky glue. So I'm trying to tie this bow with sticky thumbs. Okay, and on this one, the original one, I had run the die cuts through the textile embossing folder, and on the one I did today, I did not. And I like the one I did today better. So there you go. There's the bonus printable on my website. Have a great day. Thanks for joining.